Good day, crafty chums. It's Nikki here, and welcome to my channel. And it's Nikki here, all alone. Anne-Marie says she's feeling a bit tired, but she will join me tomorrow on my live stream tomorrow. So you're just going to have to put up with me today, I'm afraid. So yeah, I've got a. I'm just cutting this out here. Oh, no, I'm going to put it to one side because I have an idea about that, but hey. Just gathering some book paper and things, and I'll just do a bit of ripping and tearing till I see who's going to join me, if anyone. And so I thought I'd come on and finish my altered book, actually. Didn't know what I was going to do when I started, but I think I will finish my altered book. So doing the cover. Doing the cover on my altered book. So I'm just going to rip up a few things to go on the cover, and we'll sort out the spine as well. So because obviously the spine no longer fits the book. So I've got to do something with the spine as well, and so I'll give that a bit of extra support, and then we'll do the covering, because it's a not nice cover, isn't it? And I can't have altered all the inside the book and not do the outside as well. So I'll just tearing up some bits of paper here. Hi Tuppy, first one in, yay. First one in. How are you? So I'm just ripping these up, and I'm going to be sticking it to the book, but first I've got to address the spine. So I'm just giving myself thinking time. As often as I do when I start projects that I have no idea really what I'm going to be doing on them, I give myself a little time to think, which is quite difficult when you're tired and it's early in the morning. It's not that early yet, it's 9:30 now. So I should be coming awake soon. Lazy day, yeah. Today is Saturday, so time to take it easy. And gotta go out a bit later and see if there's any toilet roll in shops. Oh my god, what do people like, eh? So, you know, they're saying, oh, stock up, you've got to have enough in your house for 2 weeks worth of food, blah 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 blah. And do you know what, I always have about 2 weeks of food in my house. I've just run out of toilet roll though, so I've got to go and get some toilet roll. People are nuts. And do you know what, if I can't get toilet roll, do you know what? I'll just get some extra flannels. Do it the old-fashioned way, eh? Or rip up some toilet roll. Rip up some newspaper, and we'll do it the old-fashioned way. Do you know, I still remember that. We used to have a toilet in the garden, you know, an outhouse in the garden, and the toilet paper was newspaper ripped up into squares, strung together on a piece of string and hung on a hook inside the toilet. I remember that. The good old days. Yeah, I've got, you know, frozen veg and meat in the freezer. I've got, you know, because I use soy milk, I have, you know, soy milk, because at our supermarket as well, with the soy milk I can drink that's gluten free. They only keep a small stock of it, and they're often out of stock, so I do have to always keep a little stock of that in the house anyway. So, you know, I'm prepared. I'm prepared to have to stay in for a few weeks. You know, it's like, okay. The only thing I don't have is just a good stock of cat food, so I'll be doing that today as well. as soon as, you know, we've got a few more cases of coronavirus around here and that. And in Australia as well, they have quite a few cases too. Well, more than we have here. But yeah. Oh, well, I'll have to go and join in the mad rush in the supermarkets today. Tracing paper in the school. Yeah, that it was all slick and shiny on the one side, wasn't it? Awful. I hated using that paper. And you put it on a tab thing and it unfolded from the little boxes and things. Oh my God. That was vile stuff, wasn't it? Oh, let's talk about bowel habits, shall we? Oh my goodness, sorry, I'm yawning. So I've got no energy today. Oh boy. I can't. You see, it's tracing paper, yeah. 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 Yes, it's the people who are going to be susceptible to flu anyway, that are the people that are most in danger. Yeah, so those who've got compromised immune systems and things, you know, so the elderly, and of course the sick. Oh, it's horrible stuff. Yeah. Oh, my cat's my cat's decided to jump on the desk by the side of me. Now he's going to come over and burn his whiskers, probably. Because yeah, don't sniff the candles. I'll give you a good tip. Don't sniff the candles. It's not often he comes to join us, but you know. But sometimes he does. So you have a good sniff. Not the candles, all right? He's going to be knocking things onto the ground, I'm sure, because my desk is stuffed full at the moment because of the 30 days of mixed media tags that I'm doing with Eileen, and so I have CRAP everywhere, everywhere. Oh my goodness, he's having a good old sniff around. He'll probably start sneezing as well. Yeah, I've actually worked with people who have compromised immune systems anyway, so I've got to be really careful, you know, because if they've got it, they don't want to pass it on to me to pass on to someone else, and if I've got it, I wouldn't want to, you know, pass it on to anyone else as well. So I've got to be really careful with anything that starts as a sniffle, or I don't know, you know, if I'm feeling unwell now. We're not allowed to go to work if we're like that, because we work with so many people at risk in that respect. Oh yeah, he's just jumped off now, which is good. He might jump back. He might decide to jump back because he's in a mood. He is in a mood. So 4. So I'm going to cut some card down. Let's see. So I'm going to cut some card down and then use it to stiffen up the spine, I think. So it's double boxes, double cereal box put together. Yeah, just got to be careful, you know. It's like you got to treat it as you would do any flu. Is that if you're, you know, you wouldn't go and visit a new mum if you've got the flu, you know. It's like, yeah, so you just got to treat it like that. Is you just use your common sense, people. Yeah, so Yeah, so I gotta brave the crowds and hope I don't get beat up trying to get some toilet roll. Yeah, my daughter last week was saying to me, because she's in Australia, she's in Brisbane actually, where that guy was stabbed trying to get toilet roll, and she was saying she couldn't get any anywhere, and then she went to her local shop, like local to her, and they had nothing on the shelves, but some guy she knew in the shop told her that they have some stock out the back, so she just had to go and ask at the desk. So it's limiting people either isn't a bad idea, is it? Just got to cut it thinner to fit in. She said, send me some toilet roll, Mum. I said, what for? She said, there's none on the shelves here. So I can't imagine why. The thing is, in Australia as well, is they make their toilet roll there. It's not like it's imported from China or anything. So it's like, oh man. Yeah, they just got to, all they're doing is pushing up the prices of toilet roll, aren't they? How silly is that? Yeah. Well, this media hype about it is not helping. It's not helping people. See what I've decided just to go with. I've cut that down and cut that down, and it's not going to work. So I'm just going to go for the width of the ruler and keep it at that. If I can get it to stay still, I will. I know, it's ridiculous, isn't it? I wouldn't stab anyone for a toilet roll either. As I say, I'd just buy some extra flannels and go back to nappy San in a bucket, with the lid, like we used to do with the terry nappies. Ugh, who remembers that? Buckets in nappy San outside the back door. Buckets in nappy San. Nappies in buckets of nappy San with a lid outside the door, soaking, ready for the wash. Yeah, come on, people. You just have to tip that down the drain, and drain it off and then bring it in to be washed. I can't believe that I'm at the age now where I can say the good old days. Oh, I never thought I'd see the day when that would happen to me. Yeah, stubbing your finger with a pin, because wriggling baby syndrome. Yeah, disposables, it was a dream, but disposable were around, but they were really expensive, and I couldn't afford them, so I had to use the terry nappies for ages. I just couldn't afford them, so yeah. And of course, Mum still had loads of. Mum just kept everything, hoarder. So I had the nappies from her place, because I've got younger sisters quite a bit younger than me as well. Those were the days. Oh, just can't imagine, you know, fighting for blinking, stabbing someone over a toilet roll. How ridiculous. The little, yeah, the little, little frilly rubber, yeah, knickers to go with it, to pull over the nappy to make them look cute. We had cotton ones as well, but yeah. And oh man, and she used to be able to get this little liner thing to go. Where'd I put that? The little liner thing to go inside the terry nappy. That was disposable. You could actually flush it. Which did make it a little more acceptable than it had, you know, you used to be. And we had these. My one little sister, had these special bottles that they invented to help stop them taking in too much air when she drank her bottles. I breastfed mine, but my mum didn't breastfeed any of us. It was all bottle. And it was like you had like this plastic inner thing with the bottle, and it used to as she sucked, it just collapsed the inside of the bottle thing so that she wouldn't be gulping in big loads of air. It's very strange stuff, that was. Of course, I had two. I'm the middle of 5, and so the 2 younger, I remember it very well, you know, them, because they were quite a bit younger than me. So, you know, I used to feed them and all sorts of things as well, change their nappies and all kinds of lovely things like that. Getting wind, yeah. I think she must have had colic really badly or something. Unless it was just the latest best thing at the time. You know how that goes. I'm going to take this one on. Ooh. Yeah. Wow, that's got some kind of tape, isn't it? See if I can find the end of that. I'm going to have to repair my butterflies at some point as well, hanging over the edge. Hi, Julie. Just talk about the good old days. Oh. And one of my little sisters had what they call jumping jacks shoes, and the bottom of the shoe was flat like that, and then curved up around the back of the heel. They were called jumping jacks or something like that. I'm pretty sure it's jumping jacks, and they were leather. And of course, when she was potty training, she'd pee down her legs and that when she had an accident, and they would go down her legs and right into these jumping jack shoes that were really expensive because they were leather, and they would get soaked. And my mum would dry them out on the little fire that we had in the kitchen. Oh my goodness. And it used to stink. OMG. It's not a good smell, I tell you. Oh, I remember that so vividly. Oh, that must be like 40, I don't know, 50 years ago. 50, yeah, about just under 50 years ago. And the smell is still in my nostrils. Jumping jacks. I don't know, do you remember them? Are you old enough? Oh my goodness. I think they were the latest rage in shoes at that, you know, for kids at that point. Jumping jacks. I always used to my mum and my nan were seamstresses, you know, so you know, really, really good at sewing and that. And but my older sister used to get hand-me-downs, and I never did because we were totally the wrong shape. So yeah, because my older sister was I was of course, because I had celiacs and that, I was a very skinny little puny thing. So yeah, and my older sister was just normal, and she said she always felt like a giant next to me. There's 18 months in between us, and she said she always felt like a giant next to me because I was just weeny. Land of the giants. Yeah, I might have made fun of her then, but she'll be making fun of me as I get older. Too right. Payback, eh? Sexy tenor pants. I'm almost there. I am almost there. You know that saying? What is it? PMSL? It's almost coming true. I know, terrible, isn't it? Just need to cut off that little bit there if I can. Just a tad too long. I must have like moved it and I'll put it down. Not that I'm worried too much because you know it's an older book at the end of the day, isn't it? And it's just a bit of fun. A bit of fun. Just means I just get to craft and hang out with you guys, which is great for me. Being on my lonesome, to see like I've got to repair my butterfly at some point. Probably have to remake him and put him on the flip. The other ones, of course, are protected inside the book. This one hangs out and so it gets knocked about a lot. Might reduce him down to there just so it doesn't get too munted. So there, spine reattached. Now I get to the fun of decorating, which is the best part, don't you think? Yeah, it's that was a bit of a fun page, that one. Just went wild. This one is made from tea bags. It's just tea bags. Tea bags. And then, you know, a little bit of dangly heart stuff. And this is a bodice there. And when I pull this down, these all just, you know, make her a dress at the bottom. It's just a bit of a fun page there. It's just I keep the bits inside so that they don't get too dirty while I was making the other pages in the book. Not many pages in it, you know. It's probably one of my favourite, or maybe the last page I did was my favourite. So yeah, I think it turned out well. Quite like that one. Anywho, should we get on with a little bit of gluing down? Let's go a little bit. Let's calm it down. Just get a bit of relaxation going on after a crazy week at work. Nothing I like better than to come in and just have a nice weekend just crafting and chilling out. Yeah, I'm going to do another one soon. Just more of a with more meaningful things into it for me. Although I've got some beautiful things in there, like this is my nan, this is my granddad, and this is my great granddad. And then I put the train there because my granddad, after he came out of World War II, he went and he was on the steam trains until 1966, I think, in the UK when they eventually did away with steam trains, wasn't it? And this is me, this is my nan, and this is my mum. So I've got a few picture things in here, and that I think are just nice. And this is like a time page, and that's my granddad in there as well. After he was demobbed after the Second World War, this is his demob outfit. So he was demobbed in that. So I've got some nice little memories in here, but I think I'd like to do another one with family memories in there. Oh, I thought boggy bottom was your favourite word. No, that's mine. Boggy bottom. I hate a boggy bottom. Yeah, I like to do a more meaningful, thoughtful book, I think, which I'll be doing, altered book. I like filling it with things that I like as well, but I want to, as I say, do something that has special meaning. So I know we do them for inspiration and everything else, and I love that. Trying out new techniques, maybe. Yep. It's great, isn't it? So if you're enjoying the tag challenge with my prompts and that, because they're my idea for the challenges and the prompts, and so some of them are just things that I like, because if people are struggling with inspiration and mojo and that, all you got to do is think of things you like, and that really does help. So I'm just Mod Podging the pants off this, which I call it Mod Podge, but I've actually got a tub of PVA glue, just slightly watered down. So in an old book and that, it just, the book pages just soak it all up. Oh, when I was doing journals, I was like, I can't do that, so I stuck the whole book together and decorated it. Slide, I love that. Autocorrect is slide. Like to slide, weird, huh? Marie said she was coming in to come and chat, but obviously she must have fallen asleep or something. It's either that or she's still making dinner. She did say she was tired as well. I like to doodle. I'll show you what I'm doing. Just show you how far my knitting's coming along. So I'm knitting a hat. And I just do a couple of rows a night because I'm just too tired when I get in. So it's got this pattern coming out there. You probably can't even see it, but there's a little pattern that comes out every 7th and 8th row. I changed the pattern. But yeah, so it's a little woolly hat. I'm going to make a couple, but it's quite difficult because these are 3.5 millimeter needles, and so I'm using, it's supposed to be 3 millimeter and 3.25 millimeter, but I couldn't get hold of the 3.25, so I had to change to 3.5. But it's okay, but because they're thin, they're quite difficult as you get older to hold. But yeah, so just a couple of rows a night, so I'm not making my wrists hurt too much, and wrist and elbow actually. And I've noticed that my thumbnail's really dirty, but that's because I'm actually doing a little bit of mixed media every day, so it's quite difficult to keep your hands too clean. Yeah, no, it's yeah, yes it is. It's autumn. Really feeling it now, the difference in temperatures and things. Hi Tanya. Yeah, this week we've had crazy temperatures. We were up to 32 degrees at one point, and then it like really crashed. Temperatures really crashed. It was like, oh my goodness. And we had 12 and 14 the one day. So we're up and down with the weather as well, which doesn't help, does it? $3 a yard. Nice. Oh, all the trees are turning. Some khaki pollen around here as well. Makes my nose run and things. And people think I've got a cold, and then they just like start avoiding you. I keep saying no, it's my allergies. Fabrictopia. Oh, right, yeah. Fabrictopia. My knuckles and wrists are hurting bad. Using cashmere jumpers for what, Teppy? I'd be horrified if I had a cashmere jumper that shrunk in the wash. All right, chop the sleeves off and make them into fingerless gloves. People don't know how to wash jumpers, do they? I've got some nice ones that my mum knitted me, actually. Some fingerless gloves that are just come up over the wrists and that. Sure, Tanya. When I get my thoughts together, I'll find you on Messenger. Sometimes it takes me a little while to get round to things because I'm just at full tack with work and that, you know. And then on my down moments, I'm just not thinking. I hate having to wash jumpers by hand, but you know, hate hand washing. Full stop. But hey, if you got to do it to stop your expensive jumpers and that shrinking, some people have got more money than sense, haven't they? Got a couple of jumpers actually that merino wool and possum that I've got to darn because I've got a couple of little, you know, holes in the sleeve or and that where the cat has tried to give me a good old cuddle. So I must get and do that before I have to wear them again this year. Before they grow into something bigger. Yeah, mine's got the hand cycle wash, and I learned a big lesson on that one. I put hubby's one of hubby's nice wool jumpers in there. Did it on the hand wash bit using you know, the hand wash wool and all that hand wash soap, and I took it out, did it flat, dried it flat, you know, etc., etc. And then as I was putting it away for him, I noticed that there was a hole in it, so I've got to darn that one up as well. So I think maybe, I don't know whether he put the hole in there or whether the hole was in the hand wash cycle, but you know, caused by the hand wash cycle. But I'm never doing that again. It's hand wash. Hand wash. If it says hand wash, I'm going to hand wash it. was annoyed with myself because I was feeling, you know, when I wasn't feeling very well. I was still not 100%, but I wasn't feeling very well, so I wasn't really wanting to hand wash it. I should have just waited till I felt better. You can't darn a possum. Someone ran over a family of ducks here a few months ago. A whole family of ducks. It's like, oh my goodness, you know, how could someone do that? It's too cruel, just too cruel. Right? Yeah, I like blaming hubby too. He would never know anyway. Oblivious. Men are oblivious to that kind of thing, aren't they? Just trying to get a few air bubbles out, it may not work. But I'll give it a go. Probably end up putting a hole in it, but I'm not too worried. She's a base layer. No, yeah, it's horrible. I feel mean if I have to kill a spider and that, even though I'm terrified of them. I hate them. I had to kill a cockroach the other day that was in my bathroom. I was like, oh my God, how did you even get in here? Now I'm going to have to kill you. Don't make me do it. Oh my God, horrible. I don't even know how it got in. Because I had, you know, the outside of my house sprayed for bugs and all that, and it's supposed to last a year, and yet here I have a cockroach in my house. Flipping thing. I hate it when they make me do that. You know, it's like, do not come in. I tell them all the time, don't come in my house. You're not going to survive, so just stay away. And they just keep coming in. They take no notice of me whatsoever. So that's their own fault. I do give them fair warning. Try and let them out the windows and that, but if they're not going to go, they're not going to survive. And I tell them that. Moths, yeah. Animals of the night. Yeah, it's spiders with me, hate them. Cockroach was annoying. Mr. Cocky. We live close to a nature reserve here as well, so you know we get lots of bugs and things coming in. So it's yeah, especially when they start building on they're just building in front of my house now. And when I was living at the other end of the street, they were building the houses there. And now I've moved up to this end of the street. Now they're building the houses up this end. So I'm going to be living with people building houses for a couple of years. Yes, it's like, really? Suicidal roaches. Roach suicide. Because I do give them warning. I think, it's fair enough. So mean. An ant farm. There's that group called Alien Ant Farm, wasn't it? I love that. What was it? I don't know. Alien Ant Farm. I love that for a name for a group, pop group. Reminds me of those old black and white horror thriller things they have on TV. There was one called Quatermass and the Pit that I just remember distinctly, and I don't know why. I think it's because I'd probably never seen anything like it before as growing up. Quatermass and the Pit. Just going to dry that off a little bit before I put it flat onto that side so I can do the back. You remember that too? Quatermass and the Pit. Twilight films, yeah, and Tales of the Unexpected. Yep. Twilight Zone, yeah. Do. What's the movie where this guy was listing his attributes and one of them was benevolent dictator of an ant farm? Life, yeah. I know they're a bit cray, aren't they? This book will be lopsided because that's how the pages came out when I was doing the inside the book. So it will be a lopsided book. But hey, hi, doesn't matter. It's my book. I can have it lopsided if I want. was trying to think of the one of the other films that had a great effect on me when I was younger. Probably, Journey to the Centre of the Earth was always a good one. They're little time machines going backwards in time, and no, I don't think so. Not for me. Yeah. Thank you. Dark Shadows. Barnabas Collins. No, that's me. I remember. Do you remember ever seeing? No. Oh. Oh. Oh dear. Well, was Tales of the Unexpected. Oh, the music from it can still scare you. Oh, if it's things that go bump in the night. Oh. My nan's house was a scary house. It was it had a attic and a basement, and it had 3 floors in between, and it was a part of a big house. It used to be a big house back in the day. So it's and the house is was built in the 1700s, and so it was a big house on an with lots of land around it before it was all developed up into the city. So and my nan's house was scary. Apart from all the creaking that it does, because it's an old house anyway. But you'd hear footsteps, you'd hear clanking of chains. Yeah, some nights I was too terrified some nights to go to sleep. Just like, oh my god, no. Oh, too scary. Very scary house. Yeah. I mean, we did get American shows. I just don't remember that as one that possibly we saw. If it's too scary, my parents would definitely not have allowed me to watch it. Yeah. Yeah, I was terrified some nights in my nan's house. It was also the day it was, we had beds with blankets and eiderdowns on, and chenille bedspreads and all that stuff. So it's not like the duvet beds we have today. And so I pulled back the sheets to hop into bed, and I pulled back the sheets, and thank goodness I did. Because as I pulled back all the covers and that to get in, there was a spider sat in the middle of my bed in the sheets, and it was like, ah! I couldn't get to sleep in bed that night either. I was dreaming of spiders, I couldn't get rid of it. My granddad had to come and get the spider out the bed for me, but after that, I just couldn't sleep. So, no. And that still scares me now. And I always pull back my duvet before I get into bed. Always. Scarred me for life, that did. Yeah, they're very, very old house, my nan's house. It was so old that it had the really big wooden doors, and that really proper wooden doors, and skirting boards, etc. And under some of the doors, the field mice have been coming in so long over the years that they'd chewed this little hole under the door and the carpets, so they can get in and out the rooms with the door shut. Coal fireplaces, big chimney stacks, just like proper old house. And of course, the at the front of the house was the coal scuttle into the cellar, where they just used to come along and tip the coal down, and then you'd be down below and you'd have to shovel it over into the corner and in the basement, or the cellar as it was called. It was called a root cellar, of course, because it's cold and that down there, because of course that's where you used to keep your root vegetable, all your veggies and that, when you used to jar. And I don't know, back in the day when you used to be able to live off your stuff in your cellar for a year or so, never mind 2 weeks. Oh no, no, that's scary. I've got this thing about clowns as well. I really detest clowns. I can't look at a clown. I can't have anything with a clown. And dolls and clowns, no, thank you very much. The dolls with China faces and the scary hair and that. No, thank you. You got Stephen King to thank for being scared of dummies, haven't you? And after watching Jaws, I couldn't even dive into the diving pool at our local swimming baths because I was scared of Jaws coming to get me. I cannot watch horror. No, truly, I can't. I think I must have, I don't know. I don't think I have much of an imagination, but I really must do, because horror just scares the pants off me. I can't even read horror books. Sharp music, yeah. Did it, did it, did it, did it. It's like, oh my god, that was such a scary film. And then the flipping The Omen as well. I never saw that. Never watched it because I'd already get after. I think after Jaws, I'd already given up watching horror. Not that I really watched it anyway. I mean, I used to when I was a kid and Doctor Who was on. I used to hide behind the sofa with my hands over my eyes because it was too scary to watch in places. Such a baby. You know, just some people can't do horror, and I'm one of those people. I can't read it and I can't watch it. Just one of those things. Do you remember all the media hype about it as well, about people getting affected by it and coming out and the cinema, and you know, it's like, oh my gosh, the media has such a lot to be accountable for over the years, doesn't it? All that scaring, and it must be hard to do it nowadays, because I'm sure that people are more inured to horror and real terror and that. But they're certainly giving it a go with the coronavirus, aren't they? Yeah, my parents would let me either. Not that I wanted to. You like the sexy vampires, do you, Tuppy? Sexy vamps. a sexy buff vampire. I thought you Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Well, she's a favourite of mine for years. Right, let's dry this up a little bit and then I'll pop back. Yes, yep, in England, yes. Naughty Spike. Spike was bad and King good. And Angel, of course, everybody was in love with Angel. Oh, really? Oh. Too funny. The good old days. There's some programs that we need to remake, don't they? I think Buffy would be a good remake. We still have the tickets somewhere. Oh, yeah. The people after my nan and granddad died, the house was sold, and the people kind of gutted the inside a little bit, and did, because they're not allowed to touch the outside and that, because it's a listed building. It's a grade 2 listed building, my nan's house, my nan and granddad's house. And so, but they were giving it a bit of a revamp, and they had to do it up as it was, and so because some of the floors needed replacing, some of the windows and that, so they had to be redone in the same way it was, because it's a listed building. But anyway, they were working on the downstairs the one day, and it was evening time, and they had brought in this grandfather clock, and it was in the front room, the living room, the front room, and because I'll give you a quick sketch of the house. The layout of the house is that it was long and narrow, so this was they call them terraces. This was a big old house, and it was all part of one house, and eventually it was sectioned off to build smaller houses in this large house. So you'd have a room at the front and a room at the back, and this would be the stairs going up, but the stairs went up this way, and then they went up this way to each floor, and then they'd go along and they'd come up and up and up and up, and on the bottom floor, and then they had a little add-on which they turned into the kitchen here. And so this was a corridor. There was a front door here on the corridor, and the back door was back here. And that this would be the staircases going up and up the 3 floors. And there would be a fire here and a fire here, with the chimneys going up as well to the up the 3 floors, up through the attic and out. And so they built in this grandfather clock here. And the guy, the one night, this is a window out here, and they have window here, and there was a little courtyard outside this window here, so it would actually run to there. So the courtyard was there, and there was a door there to go in, and this was the bathroom here. Eventually, first of all, this was the outhouse, where you used to have to come out. This was built in eventually, and this was the outhouse, and they eventually built the bathroom there. And so this was the best room, which was the front room, and this was the actual, so this would be the, I don't know, the living room, and this would be the parlour. So and in my nan and granddad's day. And then there would be 1, 2, 3, 4 bedrooms as you came up the house. And so he was in there, and he was winding up the clock the one day, and the one evening, so he's winding the clock up to keep it going, and he says my granddad came into the room and came in and looked over his shoulder as he was winding the clock, and then walked out again. And that freaked me out. I think maybe my granddad had always wanted a grandfather clock in the house. He's probably wanted to know what he was doing in his best room, because that room this room here never got used except at Christmas, Easter, and high days and holidays and things like that. So it's a room that was never used. This was the room that was always used. This one here, it was right by the kitchen and the toilet. And then you had stairs, the door would go in there, and the stairs would go down there into the basement. Okay, Anne-Marie, take it easy. Anne-Marie's a lurker today. Feel better soon. Take it easy, because you're going to come tomorrow. So yeah, a little bit of the history of the family there. Just gonna put some gesso over here because I want to add a little bit of colour on here as well. So I'm just priming the book paper and that with a little bit of gesso. Just a little bit of a covering on there. If you can hear my stomach growling, I'm really, really sorry. It's saying, feed me now. It's not time yet. I'm going to dry this off a little bit again. Yeah. You can imagine the fun we had as kids in the house. I mean, it was just a big adventure, my nan and granddad's house. There's so many places to hide. And, you know, let your imagination run riot. We had a, so out the back here was a fence. It was a fence that used to go in. This was a cement yard. And there was a garage here that went, a standalone garage that went out into the road, and they had flower beds here and here that they built up, you know, and they had blackberry bushes here and brambles and raspberries, and they had that here with the little garden they had there, built up garden. But in the garage here was a little wooden door, and I have no idea what was a little wooden door. And it looked like Peter Rabbit's little house. In my imagination, this was Peter Rabbit's house, and I built him a little stone walkway into his house, and you know, and because there were brambles and things there, and blackberries and raspberries and that at the back. My granddad had a huge garden out the front that the council took half of to build the ring road. The roundabout, sorry, out the back. At the front of the house, sorry. They took half of it, but he had a huge garden there that he grew veggies and roses, and you know, we had a swing and slide set out there as well. Crazy. Great imagination, you know, really good kids' play area. Safely walled in as well. It was loads of fun. Apple and blackberry crumble. If you have blackberries, you always have to put apples with them. Otherwise, you just get a soggy mess. I used to grow rhubarb as well, and my favourite pudding was rhubarb fool, which is rhubarb, cream and custard, or you know, whipped cream and custard, and just all mixed in. Stewed rhubarb, cream and custard. Straight, the rhubarb would be strained through a sieve after it was boiled. You just have to like crush it through there. It was my job. If I wanted to eat the pudding, it was my job to sieve the rhubarb through. I'm just doing the book cover on my altered book because I finished it now. This is the very last thing to do. So I had to reattach a spine and just doing something. And I have no idea what this is going to turn out to be, but it's got a book paper and it's got to have a bit of colour on there. That's why the gesso is going on, so that the watercolour will have something to stick to, rather than just being slick and slide off the Mod Podge. I actually used to eat rhubarb straight from the garden, well, after I washed it and pulled the strings off and that. But I used to have it dipped in sugar. So I must say that maybe I just like the sugar. I used to, yeah, eat the sticks of rhubarb raw. Mock apple pie. Why mock apple? What are you going to use instead of apple? Wouldn't be an apple pie then, would it? Mock apple pie. I wonder how you do that. Mock. No, you're not very good, Apple. My stomach is growling. I'm glad you can't hear it. So I'm going to put a bit of colour on here. With Ritz crackers. Ooh. So it'll be a crumble rather than a pie. Just going to put some more water in my water brush. I'll be back in a minute. Talk amongst yourselves. Oh yeah, gooseberries, goose gogs. They're very crunchy. The rhubarb's very crunchy, and it's got a very crisp, tart taste. Oh, right, yeah. Oh my gosh, I'm loving my fairy. I mean, my steampunk dress is just fantastic. I think I gave my fairy as much love as I gave my little steampunk bodice, but that's, I mean, it's just, they both turned out just fantastic. Really, really love it. Really, I haven't hung them up yet. I'm waiting to get some nylon thread to go on my fairy because I'm going to hang her in the window. I'm gonna hang her in the window. I tell you, her wings, I'm in love with her wings because I can just shape them and put them in any position I want. I just like, fantastic. I love it. I love it. She's, yeah, I'm gonna put a little invisible thread and just hang it up at my window. I mean, she's because she needs to just like take flight. Yeah, she's fantastic. I love, 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 love her. So she's going to take flight and dangle in my window, and then my little steampunk one, the hat. I'm just in love with her hat as well. She's fantastic. She's going to need a stronger attachment to go on the wall because, of course, the paper clay and that's made her quite heavy. I think it's the paper clay that's made her heavy, blue strings. But yeah, but the hat, I mean, she's just lovely. I was really pleased how both of them turned out actually. And yeah, she's going to hang on my wall. I'm going to put a little attachment here, and but I've got to think of how to do it, you know, so that she doesn't fall off. So yeah, she turned out lovely as well. Beautiful, beautiful. Just like, yeah, they're very long videos, I got to say. Yeah. You'd have to speed through it quite, you know, all the boring bits. But yeah, I think she turned out so much better than I thought she was going to. And I've got the other two bodices to play with as well. And I should have put colour on here, you know, brown. It just came up brown. I just wanted to go brown. And don't ask me why. Sometimes you just go with what you're feeling, don't you? So I know why. It's because actually, I do know why. It's because I've got these. These are the Victoria design ones, you know, all about her sewing stuff, and I love this so much that I am going to put something on here. So, but she's got these beautiful. I was thinking of putting one of these on the spine. Actually, it's a little bit big for my spine, but I'm going to cut it and pop it on anyway. I think fishing line, yeah. Just cut through this and then I'll start it off by the spine actually. And I did brown obviously because this was my thought. This is what I thought I was going to do. I didn't know I was going to do it. I thought I'd do it. I just like that. So I'm going to brown this as well. And for me, a lot of the crafting and that is to do what you like. Just do what you like, and that's all the inspiration you need is to just to do what you like. Do things that you like. Yeah, it's actually one of the best digis that I've bought actually. So one, I think there'll be others that come along, but that's my favourite for now. Well, one candle's just gone out, which is good. Just going to see if I can take that at the bottom while it's still there, because I want to put my little jar of oil in it, because the because I've got a little bit of oil, and it's making a mess of my little. It's going to make a mess of my little rack there, so I just want to save that. So I can wipe out. Little essential oil that I've got that I burn. I burn the incense oil thing on the side of me as well. Excuse me while I just do this. Get it while it's still warm. Okay, thanks, Julie. Thanks for popping in and keeping us company for a while. Hope to see you again soon. Granddaughters are precious. I know that. It's great chatting, reminiscing. Okay. I'm going to do that like that. This poor butterfly is getting munted. I am going to have to sort him out. Another day. Poor little thing. It's just about the right size too. It's meant to be, folks. Hi, Joan. Nice to see you. I'm just covering my altered books. I'm working on the cover. I had to reattach a spine, and so just working on that now. And I'm using some Victoria Designs paper, her Mad About Sewing thing, to help cover it up, just because I like the designs and that on there. No other reason. You don't need another reason other than you like it, do you? So yeah, so I reattached the spine with a cereal box. I did a little cereal box thing. I'm going to touch that now. After I'm just going to ink up the edges a little bit more. And I'm just going to glue it down. It will go over the both sides of the cover, over the spine because it's a bit wider. But I'm not worried about that either. So I'm just doing it for things that I like. And things that you like inspire you, don't they? Dried up my glue stick yesterday. Left the lid off too long, so I've been working trying to get the glue back. Yeah, it looks like it's back, so it's okay. I had to keep rubbing till I got the dry bit off. And then going to go over it with Mod Podge once it's on. All right. Are you going to get your bodice going? Which way around this book is? That way. Didn't want to have my scissors pointing down. I want them pointing up. Might just move it. Yeah, no, that's okay. My little lopsided spine doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Mod Podge it over now. You're going to attempt to do it. That's awesome. Are you going to keep it a steampunk one, or what are you going to do on it? So although this digi paper is all about sewing, mad about sewing, it's got so many other things on there as well that pertain to crafting. You know, that I think it's an easy crossover. Oh, look at that. I've got loads of things going off. Got to relight a lot of my candles here. They're all running out. I've been on that long. Oh no, I didn't even get to see it yet. How can they cancel it when I haven't started watching yet? I've got something wrong with my subscription on Amazon, so I haven't been able to watch it yet. It's either that or it's just not available in my country. Every time I keep trying to go to it, it won't let me watch it. It's just so pretty. Is it not being watched? excuse me, I just really like my candles. I like the ambience the candles give, and I like the I've got a little incense burner here as well, so I like the smell of that because it's vanilla. I have a nice little vanilla smell in the room as well. Just great. See how nice that is on the spine. It's cute. Cute. I see that Judge Judy thing is she's going to Judy Justice. Wonder what that will be like. See, look, they've even got like pens. It's like, yo, pens. See what else. I do like that pen one as well, mine. Oh, after season 6. So weird. So I'm just going to have a look, see if I've got a smaller one that will go on the front. I've got different sizes. That'll probably go on the front, wouldn't it? That would fit nice. That would fit nice. Luke. Can't cut straight this morning. Never mind. Sorry, I've gone quiet. Contemplating my future. I'll finish this off and then I've got to go and fight my way in the supermarket along the toilet roll aisles. Hi, Debbie. There won't be season 6. Wow. Is it popular or not? So I'm going to try and get a little bit of a matching colour to this. Just to pop in between, or I might go the brown again, actually. Because I'm not sure I've got the right purpley ready colour for that. Oh, that might be much. Look. Okay, maybe Netflix will pick it up next. Maybe, I hope so. Although Netflix has been a bit odd with me as well at the moment. Just take a slim bit off both ends of that, I think. And shaking. I need to go and get somewhere to eat, I think. I think it looks nice, doesn't it? They are lovely. Victoria design ones. I think they're just totally gorgeous. So girly. And yet so crafty as well. Okay. Did get a bit lopsided, didn't it? It did. Nice, because I got the shakes on a little bit now because I need to go and get something to eat. It's okay then, not be there, not be there. Hi Tracy. Oh, awesome. Bees knees. Without bees, where would we be? Well, I can't believe I've actually finishing an altered book inside and out. This will be the first one I've finished. Well, yeah, it will be. Yay. How exciting is that? Not for you maybe, but for me. Finished project. That is exciting. This is a book where I'm tearing pages out. I suppose I should really just get on with it and take it out of the book, shouldn't I? But hey. Hi. Should we glue this one on then? Yes, shall we? We shall. Super excited to have finished. Debbie, you're not. I just to explain, the tag videos are actually recordings. I don't stream it live while I'm doing it because I have to make it in advance, and because they go live at 2 a.m. my time, then there's no way I'm doing a 2 a.m. live stream. So they are only recordings. So don't worry, you're not missing me live. I just set it up as a recording, live stream recording. And that's why I have to do many of the things that I'm doing in advance. Otherwise, it would be a very long recording. Trying to keep them as short as I can for the tags. That's why I'm prepping a lot of the things that I'm doing there to keep it short. I'll be recording a couple today and a couple more tomorrow because at work I have several busy days and there's no way I can get and record the video then, so I have to do it in my spare moments. I'll be doing that later on today after I've had something to eat and fought the people in the supermarkets for some toilet roll. Just kidding. If it's not there, I am fighting anyone. Silly people. If it gets that bad here, then as I say, I'll just buy some cheap face cloths and that and use those and wash those out. Just like we did with the old terry nappies in the good old days. Me and Tuppy have been having a good old reminisce about the good old days today. $30 tags is a lot. Hi, Joe. So lovely. I might growl at them. Can't beat the good old days when I was a child. Actually, not even, yeah, a lot of it was about that. And it's quite astonishing that some things that I'm recollecting now are, over 50 years old. And it's like, wow, when did I get to that age? That it would be, the good old days. That shot by. That sort of like took me by surprise. When did I get that old? I'm not even that old yet, but it feels like it some days. Truly it does. Just squeezing out some of the air. I won't get it all out, obviously, because of the all the texture I have underneath. But I'll take out some. It will wrinkle up, but that's okay. We like a few wrinkles in a altered book and with all the texture and things. But just get out as much air as you can. Got a big blob there, but doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Just adds to it, I feel. I'm not sure I'm going to put anything on the back, actually. I might just leave the back as it is. Have a quick look at it and then decide. Maybe I will put something on the, oh, I've got to put, yeah, maybe I will put something on the back. Just give this a quick dry off and we'll see. I'll just put a little square of that on the back as well. Oh, biddies. Oh, biddies. Don't ask me why I'm rubbing this. It's just that I like the feel of it. So it also helps me to know when it's dried off enough to be able to turn it. My hand's not sticking to it, then I can turn it over. I just like touching it. That's why I think I'm a paper crafter. Poor sad little butterfly there. I will eventually have to touch that one up as well. Now I could put something along there, like these little strips of buttons and dots and things. I could put that in there, but I don't know whether I should. Just I've got a thing here. Try not to burn my sleeve. The occupation of all things, which might go actually, might just fit. It's just a heading in a book that I just ripped out at the beginning of this stream. Let's see if we can chop this out roughly straight. Yeah. Well, it's not as bad as some of the things I get called, Tuppy, so. So there you go. Oh, I quite like that actually. That's glad I saved that. Kind of goes, doesn't it? Kind of goes, strangely enough. Occupation of all things. I might just leave that end as it is as well. Munted. Yep. Hey, bid. I think my brother used to say that to my nan as well, actually, thinking about it. What am I suddenly saying actually? I don't know. No idea. Actually, I have no idea. I'm glad I left it like that because it fits. If it fits, I sits, says my cat. This was the title inside the book pages I was ripping apart, and I thought, oh, it's a nice little title page. And it kind of fits the theme because it's like a mishmash of everything in here. You would cringe at some things I get called. I like it. I like it a lot. Do you know that this old bottle cap will not fit on there? So I don't know why. I keep doing that. I keep doing that with things on my desk. I'll just pick up a lid and just try and put it on the thing nearest, closest to me. It's like, and then I'm going to just put one thing on the back and then that'll be it. That'll be the cover done. Thank you. Yeah, bad, Windows 10. Feels lovely. Right, let's see. I might put something on sideways here just to fill it all up. I've got this sideways one of that. One that's on the front. Oh, that one. I love it. Great. It's great. Maybe this one. Maybe this one. Put it on sideways, it won't hurt it. It's the back cover. And it's just nice anyway, isn't it? I just got this on photocopy paper. I printed it out on photocopy paper. So it's just thin. I haven't printed it all up on cardstock yet because I was trying to manipulate the size of my computer to see what size I needed to print it out on. And believe it or not, 100%. 100% gets it the correct size. Who knew? No, just trying different sizes on my computer. Thanks, Debbie. So it just fits it, look. Just fits. I like it. You gonna buy the kit yet, Debbie? The Digi kit. It's lovely. I'm gonna make some traveller's notebooks with it as well. I'm in love with it. You do have the kit, hey! Bought it while it's still on the cheaper price. Designs really speak to me. I love them. I must say that a million times. 1,000,000 times. On a big piece like this, the Mod Podge is really going to wrinkle up the paper, so I am going to stick it down with glue stick first, and then Mod Podge over the top. I was going to do when I was getting bits out for this, I did think I was going to put this on the spine, this braided twine thing, but no. As I say, I pulled out several different things and then just decided to go with the Digi kit, just because I could. I'm actually looking for a bigger piece of paper so I can glue the glue stick on it. Small. Do it with that. Do it with that. So this will be the last bit, then I'm off to lunch, off to fight the supermarket, and then I'm back and to record some tag videos for the next challenge, next day in the challenge. Day 7, day 8 I'll probably do today, and then 9 and 10 tomorrow. No hints as to what's coming next, you'll have to wait and see. Subscribe to my channel, ring my bell, and get some tag challenge inspiration. I apologize once again. I can hear my stomach. I don't know if you can, but I can. It's time to go and get something to eat. Got a little bit more showing at the one end and the other, but am I bothered? Nope. Trying to get a good stick down, but put Mod Podge on, that will wrinkle it up. So not to update then, Anne-Marie, when the next one comes out, or what are you saying? Are you saying don't update the latest update? Which version of it is it? 10 point what? Xbox. Ring of Death. Never had an Xbox. It's not me that's making it look fab, it's Victoria Designs. And I'm not getting paid for that. Just it's so reminiscent of my nan and my mum, and that it just has to go on there. I think that's why I like it so much. It actually reminds me a lot of my nan. Been a little trip down memory lane for me today. So I've got a lot of air bubbles in this. As I said before, I'm not that worried about it. I get out as many as I can, but of course, because this is only photocopy paper, the more that I rub it, the more chance I have that it's going to rip. And so I won't do too much more. I can have a certain amount of you know, I can have a certain amount of pressure on it before it rips, and then of course it add a little lift there, which will hide with the can hide that with the distressing. Or not, as the case may be, but it will just distress with it. But hey, I'm still going to scrape away at it. Oh yeah, I was collecting pin cushions, you know, wooden ones and things, woodens with the material for a while, and then I didn't, and now I don't know where my collection is anymore. I've moved so many times, I've lost a few things on the way. Okay, you don't have to watch Anne-Marie because I've almost finished. Well, you better get that sorted by tomorrow. She's supposed to be live streaming with me tomorrow. But no worries, I can do it myself. Yeah, things are just things, though, Tuppy, you know. People are much more important than things, aren't they? It's nice to surround yourself with nice things, but I'd rather surround myself with nice people. Hello, everybody, nice people. That's why I like my candles. That's why my incense burning, because it just makes the place, you know, gives a nice atmosphere to the room and just makes me feel better. It feels nice, actually. Nice. I like it. I like it. Oh, it's on your laptop, not on your PC. Ah. So there, I'm calling her done. Calling my outed book done. front, back, side, spine, neck, OMG, just so lovely. And this is my little altered book as well. I told you I've got to fix my butterfly eventually. I'm going to chop him off right there and put another butterfly there, I think, because sticking out the side, it just gets damaged all the time. It's my granddad just popping out. That's my tea bag one. This is a tea bag page. That's why it's all brown, because it's just tea bags on there with tea. I scattered tea on there too, tea leaves. So it's a tea bag page. It's just a little heart, butterfly on a chain. And then this is my bodice with the dress on there. It's a little inspiration to my art dolls that I have in the room. Then this was just a painted page because I couldn't figure out what to do. And then this is a triptych, fold out tag, front and back, butterfly tag. And then that's probably my favourite page, my napkin page, underwater. And then my little sewing page on the back with little sewing things on with the tag and the envelope, the book. It's great. So that's my altered book completed. I am amazed. I finished an altered book. Oh yeah. It's been a long time, this one, actually. A year, I think, I've been working in this. So there you go. I haven't pulled it out very often, just once in a while. So yeah, finished it. Nailed it. And not a boggy bottom in sight. There you go. I want to say thanks for watching. If you're not a subscriber to my channel, please do subscribe. Please leave me a kind comment after the video has rendered. Come back and leave me a kind comment. That's always appreciated. Thumbs ups are always appreciated too, to help me with my little algorithms, because YouTube is still in the middle of deleting my subscribers, which is like a nightmare for any YouTuber. So yeah, I'm losing subscribers every week, about 10 a week so far it's been, and so I'm steadily going. So yeah, and I will have a video coming out in the morning for the 30 tag challenge, and tomorrow I shall be coming on live with Anne-Marie if she's feeling any better. Oh, thanks, Sherry. If Anne-Marie's feeling any better, she'll be live streaming with me tomorrow. So join me back for then too. You poop. Thanks, Debbie. Thanks, Tuppy. Thanks, Sherry. Thanks, Julie. Thanks, Tracy. Thanks, Joe. Thanks, Joan. Who else was here? Tanya. Thank you, Tanya. And Anne-Marie. Mustn't forget Anne-Marie, must I? Oh, anyone else? I can't remember who else joined us. If you did and I didn't say your name, I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. Yep. Tracy, see you tomorrow. Thank you. Bye-bye, everybody. See you all again very soon. Bye.